What is a status of forces agreement, SOFA, in IHL? Imagine a situation where soldiers from one country are stationed in another country, but there are no formal rules about how they should behave or be treated. That's where a status of forces agreement, or SOFA, comes into play. It is a formal treaty between two or more countries that sets the legal rules for foreign military personnel operating in a host country. Think of it as a rulebook that explains what the soldiers can and cannot do while they are in the host country. A SOFA covers many practical issues. It explains how the foreign troops enter and leave the country, where they can go, and how they are supported logistically. It also clarifies which country's laws apply to the soldiers and who has the authority to handle legal issues if something goes wrong. For example, it might specify whether the soldiers are subject to the host country's criminal laws or the laws of their own country. In terms of international humanitarian law, a SOFA is mainly a peacetime agreement. It does not regulate conduct during armed conflicts or change the rules of war. It is not meant to replace or modify the obligations that countries have under the Geneva Conventions or the laws of armed conflict. These laws focus on protecting civilians and combatants during war, while a SOFA deals with the legal status of military personnel when there is no active fighting. In peacekeeping operations, SOFAs are very important. They help clarify the legal status of peacekeepers, making sure they have the rights and protections they need. They also help prevent legal disputes between the peacekeeper's home country and the host country. But even with a SOFA, peacekeepers are still bound by international humanitarian law and human rights laws. They must follow the rules for protecting civilians and conducting themselves properly. It's also important to remember that a SOFA does not limit a country's right to defend itself or its obligations under international law. It simply provides a legal framework for the presence of foreign forces during peaceful times or non-conflict situations. So, in short, a SOFA is a legal agreement that helps manage the presence of foreign military personnel in a host country, ensuring clarity and order outside of active conflict. It works alongside international humanitarian law but serves a different purpose, focusing on the legal status and privileges of troops when there is no war happening.